Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my TBR for February. So you will have noticed from the thumbnail and right now that we have a guest for today's video, and that is because I am taking part in Woody's Roundup Readathon for the entirety of February. Just as a quick side note, I will also be doing Polathon, which is the first week, so I have a separate TBR video up on my channel for that. If you want to go check that one out, I will make sure it is linked in the description. But yeah, I couldn't pass up this readathon. I absolutely love Toy Story. My fondest Toy Story memory right now is the last time I could go and see Brittany and Cole. When I was on the plane, I watched Toy Story 4 for the first time. Yeah, I absolutely love Toy Story, and I had to be on Team Sunnyside Daycare because I love Lotso. This is my giant Lotso teddy bear that smells like strawberries, so absolutely great. I have far too many teddies in my life, and this one is huge, but you know, he deserves a place, and I'm probably going to keep him out for the month of February for like Instagram pictures and stuff, but yeah, he can sit there for now. So there were lots of teams for the readathon. Without making it too complicated, I will link Helen's video in the description because Helen is the team captain for Team Sunnyside Daycare, and I will talk you through my prompts. I will also just link a couple more announcement videos in the description in case there's any information you need. But yeah, I will just be focusing on what I need to do. I have to collect 6 characters to fill Team Sunnyside Daycare. Barbie, Lotso, Stretch, Monkey, Big Baby and Ken. So Barbie is a book you have unrealistic expectations for. So for that one, I've gone for the Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. This is part of the Shadowhunters world, and it is the book that Clary is supposed to read and learn about the world from. So that's why I think I have unrealistic expectations, because I don't know what more this book can bring me in terms of my enjoyment of the world, but I'm willing to give it a go. I just feel like it is going to be me thinking I'm going to get more out of this book than it can give me. So unrealistic expectations. Next is Lotso, a book you have forgotten about. So I've gone for This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. This is our Sisters Approximately pick for the month, so if you'd like to get involved with that, all the Sisters Approximately information will be in the description. We have also started a Discord server if you'd like to join us on there. But yeah, so this is our book club read for February. This is one that Brittany showed me photos of her shelves when we were trying to pick off books to read together. We both had this one and we've both had them for a while, so decided it was finally time to get around to them. So I'm classing Forgotten as I've had this book on my TBR for about 2 years now, and she's had it for longer, I believe. When did it come out? It came out in 2016, so Brittany might have had this that long, I don't know. But yeah, sort of Forgotten, this is a book club read. Next is Stretch, and that is a book set on or near the sea. I've gone for Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. Full transparency, I have it. It's just on my bottom shelf and I was not moving my furniture to do the video and then put it back after. So Seafire, I know nothing about this book apart from women pirates, I believe. I've recently reread Daughter of the Pirate King and absolutely loved it. I read Natalie C. Parker's other book, Beware the Wild, one of her other books, and thought it was okay. So I'm going for an author I've tried before with pirates, Seafire. It's also one I've had for a while again, so I'm excited to finally get to it. Next we have Monkey, and the prompt is an audiobook because Monkey is the one with the clashing cymbals to get people's attention. So yeah, an audiobook. I don't know what I'm going to read really at this point. All I'm going to do is when I get time to get to the audiobook, I'm going to go onto my library app, see what audiobooks are available and pick something. One book that when I looked it was available is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, which is something I really want to read. So yeah, it's just going to be as it happens what book I can find, but if it's available I'm going to go with The Fire on High. Next is Big Baby, and that's a book you're intimidated by, so I've gone for Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. This is on my Polathon TBR, so you could say I'm quite daunted. I know nothing about it apart from what I read from the blurb in that video, and that didn't make me any less intimidated. I just know that it's one of Jade's favourite books, so I bought it because it filled one of the prompts, and I'm scared. I won't talk more about it because it's all in that video, so make sure you check out that TBR if you haven't already. And next is Ken, a book with a pretty cover. So I've gone for Winterwood by Shea Earnshaw. I don't think anyone can doubt that this is a pretty cover. Again, this is one of my Polathon reads, so I won't talk about it because I've already done my spiel in that video. But yeah, I think we can all agree it's a pretty cover, and it also has a pretty naked book as well. Okay, so I've just gone and grabbed all the rest of my other books. There were too many to talk about, and I've adjusted the camera because I was sat in the dip of my bed. Right, those are the main prompts, but then you can steal other characters. So if you're on Team Sunnyside Daycare, you can steal any of Andy's toys, because Andy's toys end up at Team Sunnyside Daycare. So how this works is the book has to fit the prompt, but it also has to be from somebody else's TBR. So that's not somebody taking part in the readathon particularly, it just has to be somebody else that you know or watch their YouTube videos or anything has this book on a TBR or a past TBR, if that makes sense. So I'll be telling you the prompt, the book I've picked, and whose TBR I have gotten it from. The first one is Woody, a book with a historical setting. So I've kind of stretched this one and I've gone for Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've used this one on the basis that a lot of fantasies where there is a whole other world have a very historical feel to them. So I'm hoping that this is okay. I mean, I'm stretching it, it's fine. I've definitely seen people do it for other readathons, so please don't punish me. But yeah, I am doing this and I'm saying it is from Steph's channel, from Steph Loves, because she is one of the hosts for Tog Along, where they're reading the entire Throne of Glass series. This is the one for February, so I am reading this to take part in that. Next is Buzz, and the prompt is to read a sci-fi. So I've gone for The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which I will be buddy reading with Christina. Again, will be linked in the description. So Christina mentioned reading this, so we're going to buddy read it together. Don't know why my words struggled then. I have it on my Kindle, so I need her to let me know the page breakdowns and stuff like that because I have no idea. I've never done a buddy read where my book is on my Kindle before, so this is going to be quite interesting for me. And yeah, I'm really intimidated by this one. It is a chonker of a book. And it's sci-fi, which I don't particularly read. So on that note, the TBR I've stolen it from is Christina's, because I'm reading it with her, so it should be on hers. Next is Slinky, and that is to read a book over 450 pages. So I've gone for A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know how long this one is. It's definitely over 450. It is close to 700, nearly exactly 700 pages. This is the third book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I've stolen it from Molly, from Mind of Molly's TBR, because she is one of the hosts for the Thorns and Roses along. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more about this one. Next is Rex, and that is to read a book with a cinnamon roll main character. This is where I felt old. I had no idea what a cinnamon roll main character was. We've gone for The Suitcase Kid by Jacqueline Wilson. With some of these books, they're very long, so I'm doing myself a quick favour and going for this very short read. It's 150 pages long. So I've taken this as The Suitcase Kid is about, I don't know what her name is actually, Andy. And this is about a mom and a dad who've split up, and Andy, the suitcase kid, is living out of a suitcase because she's moving between her parents' homes. There's a lot in this of like a young kid struggling and to come to terms with that. There was something in the Goodreads description that made me think this would count. I'm counting it. It's a sweet little kid, cinnamon roll. And I struggled to work out whose TBR I was stealing this from, but I have seen that Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin went back and read this in like 2019 or the start of 2020. So counts, it's from Gavin's TBR. Another stretch here is Soldiers, read a book with a squad or a team, and I've gone for Double Act by Jacqueline Wilson. Again, technically stolen from Gavin's TBR from when he reread them. I've taken this as like the closest team you can have, a pair of twins. This is just about, we've got Ruby and Garnet who are 10-year-old twins. They do everything together, especially since their mother died 3 years earlier. But can being a double act work forever when so much around them is changing? So yeah, another quick favour to myself in this short book, and it works. I think I'm stretching all of these. The next one is Mr. Potato Head, read a book featuring disguises. I've gone for The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This TBR is very Sarah J. Maas heavy. I was going to apologise, but I'm just catching up on all the readathons. So this was actually the January pick for Tog Along. They started with the novellas, but my January TBR was hefty, so we're pushing it into February. I'm counting this. She's an assassin and no one knows who she is, so that's surely a disguise. You don't go around parading your identity. So I'm going to say it counts. This is some novellas set before Throne of Glass. So that's all I can tell you because that's all I know. Yeah, excited to be able to take part in this month's tog along, but I'll go back and do it. The next prompt is Ham, the money box. Read a book that focuses on money or wealth. So I've stretched it. Oh wait, actually, going back, this is technically then from either Steph or Molly's TBR. So back to The Chain by Adrian McKinty. I have stolen this from Emily at Noval Knowles' TBR because we are buddy reading it together. This isn't, there's some money involved. So this is: your phone rings, a stranger has kidnapped your child. To free them, you must abduct somebody else's child. Your child will be released when your victim's parents kidnap another child. If any of these things don't happen, your child will be killed. And when I checked Goodreads, it said that as well as abducting someone else's child, you have to pay a ransom. So I'm going to say it counts. And it's my buddy read with Emily, so I had to fit it on my TBR somewhere. Next is RC, and that is to read a fast read. So I've gone for A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. Again, part of the Thorns and Roses along. And they're doing this and Aka War both in February, so it needs reading and it's a fast read. It's very short. I've heard people say this is just an easy, quick time. It's like some smutty scenes at Christmas. So it's what we want. And then again, let's say it's from Steph's TBR. And finally, we have Aliens, and the prompt is to read a book with a green cover. So I've gone for Then He Ate My Boy in Trances by Louise Renison. This is book number 6, I hope. Yep, book number 6 of the Georgia Nicholson series, which is a YA, and a very backlist YA series of Georgia, who is just coming to terms with being a teenager. So she should be about 16 in this book. I'm actually not sure. Can't tell you too much about it because I don't want to spoil previous books, but I know that Becca from Becca in the Books was going back and rereading this entire series, so this is from her TBR. So those are all my choices for Woody's Roundup Readathon. Please do let me know in the comments if you are also taking part in this readathon. I would love to hear about that. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say because if you're not taking part in this readathon, you have no idea, but just let me know what you're reading in February in general. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.